All right, folks, thanks for stopping by the outpost. This is going to be just a very quick little tutorial on how to take down a Saber if you need to get access to the battery or if you need to replace the core. Pretty simple process. So here we have our priest hilt. I have the sound off right now, but you know, one of my personal favorites. Oop, let's get it back in the camera. One of my personal favorites. Very nice, clean hilt. I love the windowed emitter. Really has a good look to it. So let's proceed. All right, as you know, our hilts are modular, so each part is exchangeable for another part. So let's start by taking off the pommel. Just going to be a simple unscrew. And we're going to lose it off the little workbench here, but we'll get it back in just a second. Start with the grip. There we have the grip. Then you've got the emitter section. All right, now all we have left is the switch. Let's see if I can get my pommel back here. Here we go. So we've got the switch section left. This particular model doesn't have any screws on the front side. So we'll go to the back. You're gonna take your Allen wrench, simply unscrew the two set screws here. Now this first one on the bottom is to hold the chassis in place, okay? And then the second screw, there goes one. Just make sure you don't lose these screws because they are very small and easy to lose track of. We're going to take the second screw out, and the second screw is what sets the buttons in place. You're going to want to go ahead and get that all the way out. Sometimes you can just use your hands on the last little bit here. All right, now we're going to give a little bit of a touch to the button here and just kind of get it to depress into the switch section, and then a gentle move and pull it right out. So here we have our core. Now these batteries are very tight for a good reason. You don't want them rattling around in there. If you were going to take it out, I would recommend first making sure that your Saber is off all the way. So I'm not going to take out the battery at this current juncture because we don't want to damage the core in any way. Okay, but if you had to, you can access it by gently using your Allen wrench. You can access it from the back right here. I'm going to show you where. Right here, this is your battery, the back of your battery, but you want to be careful of these wires, okay? You don't want to be touching anything or moving anything, dislodging anything from that area, okay? So you could kind of push it forward from the back to get it out and then pull it out that way if you need to. Of course, you also have the option of using the USB charging port if you just need to charge it, but if for some reason your battery is bad, you need to replace it, any of that good stuff, you know, you can do so. So we're going to go ahead and put it back together. Okay, so slide that over, make sure the button is aligned, and then we're going to start with the long screw. I always like to start it by hand, just to make sure that it's in there. Then you're going to pick up your Allen wrench, and go ahead and give it a nice gentle turn. Make sure your threads are not cross-threaded, so you really shouldn't feel any resistance. It should be very easy. Okay, so if you start to feel resistance, you want to kind of look at the front and see where your button is at, okay? Now we've got parts rolling away here. You want to see where your button is at. Make sure that it's in a good location, okay? Because you don't want to be pushing your button up against the back of your switch section. Then we'll take the chassis screw, and we'll kind of set it here. Take your Allen wrench and get it started. Again, these holes should line up pretty easily, so you really shouldn't meet any resistance. If you are meeting resistance right at the beginning of your turning, you're going to want to stop and check your alignment, because you don't want to be ruining anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the grip section back on. All right, and let's put the pommel back on. And we'll put the emitter back on. Okay, just make sure you're good and secure. You don't want to over tighten it, but you don't want to under tighten it either. Check your core out. There we go. Back functioning. All right, I want to take a quick second here. And tell you guys about a new section on the website that we're going to be adding. We're already in the process of adding it, but we will be adding more information as as we make videos and educational stuff. But we are going to add a section on the website called the Holocron Library, and this is going to be a place where you can go if you have questions about Saber functions, if you have questions about how to take down your Saber. Eventually we'll be adding in stuff for instructions. If your Saber's doing something funky that you just can't figure out, we're going to try to help out with that by adding that stuff on there. So be sure to take a look. We just put up 2 new Sabers today. We put up the Guardian and the Will. Both of them very cool. The Guardian is a nice pike Saber, and very excited to see some of that in you guys' hands. And we also put up the Will, and that one is a Saber with a nice hand guard across it. So go check those out. Once again, thank you for stopping by the Outpost.